Eddie's my guy.
Yeah?
My guy. And
Okay.
obviously, when we all first heard that Jesus was injured, during the World Cup, everyone froze.
Yeah.
Everyone was like,
I definitely did.
what are we going to do?
Yeah.
I said, Eddie will I was also obviously shook, but I said Eddie will stand up. He'll stand up because he knows that this is his time to shine.
I mean, another place now where people are saying they want to invest is up front. We've heard of an injury now to Jesus. Sources are saying that they've had to do a little cleanup of his knee. That there was some tissue in there that needed some clearing or something like that. They said it's a minor procedure. It'd probably be keyhole or something like that.
Definitely keyhole.
Yeah. They're saying 3-4 weeks. I don't know. Arteta with his mind games, I don't even know if he's being straight up and down about it. I'm paro, Sam. I'm paro because I've got nothing against Eddie, but you can just see the difference. But you can just see the difference. The levels are there. His all-round gaming compared to Jesus, I don't think is on the same level, and I worry because of the type of striker. Eddie's just more like a goal scorer, where Jesus is more all-round. We may be losing too much, but maybe that's where other players that you put in and around Eddie can supplement. Or do we go with the main man Trossard up front?
Oh, that's always going to be my...
Yeah.
I am not a Eddie and Nketiah slander member, so Eddie's my guy. Eddie's my guy, and obviously when we all first heard that Jesus was injured, during the World Cup, everyone froze.
Yeah,
everyone was like,
I definitely did.
What are we going to do?
Yeah,
I said Eddie will I was also obviously shook, but I said Eddie will stand up. He'll stand up because he knows that this is his time to shine.
Yeah,
players like him and Saka and Smith Rowe didn't graduate from Hale End because they were just there and they had the opportunity. No, they did what they had to do to graduate to the first team. Yeah. And Eddie, as you said, he's a goal scorer. He's the kind of striker that people kind of forget that we also need. He's a poacher. He's a poacher. He's there in the box like a fox.
Yeah.
Tap ins. He's there. Yeah. At the even with corners, even the goal that he scored for Monaco.
Yeah.
Jesus wouldn't do that.
I mean, to an extent, I'm with you. It definitely not like he'll lurk around if the ball falls to him. Cool.
Exactly.
But,
and that's one thing that I like about Eddie because he will always try and find the ball. Yeah. Yes, sometimes the quality of the finishes or the quality of him trying to make a chance equate to a goal sometimes isn't always 100%, but you will receive something from Eddie. You will get something from Eddie. And what he showed us last season was that he can produce. And I understand that he may not be a 20 goal a season guy, but he will give us the goals that we need. And as I said, he wasn't the only one that needed to provide goals. We had other attackers that were there to also provide goals. Yeah. And Eddie being up front, I don't really have a problem with. I just think that he just needs to really take it up another level. If you really want to be the striker that you say you are, it's time to take it up. You did great last season, but you need to level up so much more because you've got competition like Haaland outside. You've got the guy that's coming in for United. You've got competition now. If you want the boot, start moving for the boot.
Yeah.
And then Trossard, I know that he can give us what we need, as I said before. Yeah. He's got... I love that guy, man. I don't even know what else I can say about Trossard. Speak on it. Trossard is he's just great, and he will always do what it takes to get into that final box and make things happen. Crosses happen. Him and he's a lurker. He will try and find a position. He's great off and on the ball. Even off the ball, you will see him move in a position that no one else would think of doing. But I wouldn't mind experimenting having Trossard up front for the City game. But I know Arteta, he won't do that.
Yeah.
Trossard and Nelly and Saka, those front three, that would be my front three for City. Okay. But knowing Arteta, it will be Martinelli, Eddie and Saka.
I mean, I'm inclined to agree with you because I don't think there's anyone who's got more minutes in pre-season than Eddie. it like just off my eye test. Because every game he started, and when he gets subbed, he's coming off like 70 minutes.
70 minutes,
minimum. So I think, especially now that we're close to the start of the season, I think it's now time to start seeing, okay, what's the best lineup I can put out there? And I'm assuming that he's going to put Eddie there. I do think that we have been a bit harsh, because when Jesus got injured last season, Eddie did step up for the first couple of games, in my opinion. He had that great goal against West Ham, scored against United, scored against Brighton. But he kind of gives me the vibes where it's like, it's great when he's in there for like 3 or 4 games, because he gives us something different. But then once teams start to acclimatize to him, his game becomes very limited, because outside of his goal scoring ability, the link up isn't.
The link up play, I agree.
It's questionable. And that's where I feel like maybe balancing the role with Trossard, even maybe with your favorite player Havertz, maybe coming in and doing a little false 9 type of thing.
He might do a little false 9, and I think he could do it. But I think it's the difference is how we're going to acclimatize and make goals happen, because you know, City are strong. Their back line is the strongest.
I think they've just signed that guy from Leipzig, Vardio. Vardio, they've just confirmed that today. So, and
we all know that's going to work out. You all know this.
Thank you for saying that.
Any player going to City, it's going to work out.
It's going to work out. Yeah, definitely. And he's an animal as well. So it's another thing to contest with, unfortunately. So do you feel like, because I saw a lot of people, you know, on different platforms, channels, Twitter, saying that we should go into the market for another striker. I personally think that's a bit too heavy-handed. If they said Jesus was out for 3 to 6 months now, then I think that would be more of a conversation. But I think if it is going to be the 3 to 4 weeks, and we take Arteta at his words, surely we can manage 3 to 4 weeks without Jesus, with Eddie, with Trossard, with Havertz, or even like some sort of combination, you know. But there is the worry that what if Eddie goes and gets injured? You know, then we don't really have an out-and-out striker. So I don't know. I think that it puts us in a vulnerable position, because then people know we're buying because we need to fill a position, and then you start getting spanked over the transfer price. And again, who's even out there for us to go and bring in, who's going to be able to come in quickly, and you know, that's not going to be a crazy price. So, I mean, the one question I'm thinking now is this an opportunity for Balogun?
Also someone that I really wanted to work out so bad. I wanted him to work so bad, and I think he's a mix of Jesus and Eddie. I think he's got the attributes that we need as he needs for a number 9, but he just doesn't have enough. He's not getting enough minutes. He's not getting the chance to show himself, and I don't know why. Like, it's bothering me. Obviously, we're not there to hear conversations. And the transfer at the moment is obviously into Milan. I want him, and they're not going to go above 35 mil, which is a joke, because you see what he did in Uber Eats League, and I get that it's the Uber Eats League, but he was in contention with Mbappe, Neymar. Like, so I'm not even going to bring up Lacazette, because even that one there is just...
I was waiting for you to say.
Like, what's going on there?
But that's where the contention in the Uber Eats League, as you put it, comes up, because Laka couldn't get a sniff in the
But at the same time, you can see that he can score all types of goals.
Agreed.
However, obviously, him coming back to the Prem, it's different. The level is different. The stakes are higher. And I don't think he's had enough chance to prove himself. Yes, he's played, you know, certain games, you know, even the US tour. I think he played like 2 games.
I think he played he came off the bench for Nuremberg, and then I think he played a little bit in the MLS All-Stars game. And that's not enough. That's not enough for Arteta. And I feel like you had a plan for him. Same way that he had a plan for Pepe. I don't know what direction it's going to go, but I don't think it's going to end well. Well, there's all the rumours that he's come, or his agent or whoever, someone in his team has come and said, lower the asking price. And I think if that's what you're saying, I can't blame Arteta. You know, if someone comes to you and you're trying to work out how to do things, and he's like, look, I'm trying to get out of here, then maybe you are going to start playing ball with the kids again. Like you said, we're not in the room to hear the conversations, etc. But he wasn't even in the team for the Monaco game. And unlike Jesus, who we got an update about, we didn't get any update about him. It was just he wasn't in the squad. And Eddie was captain. I think there's not going to be any bigger show to say, like, if you lot are doing Eddie versus Balogun, Arteta's saying Eddie's the guy, you know. But I do think Eddie's been his guy. Yeah.
And I think it would have taken a lot for Balogun to prove to Arteta that I've got this as well.
Yeah.
But it's also, I got to think, if Eddie was in the same position that Balogun was in, you know, on loan, I think Eddie would have bagged the same number of goals that Balogun did.
Okay, yeah, that's not far fetched.
Yeah, because I feel like people just put a lot on Eddie. And I get that because he has a huge role to play, because you're the one that must finish. You finish your dinner, all your dinners, because you've got Mr. Big Chance Missed, Jesus, who's out, and we've got Mr. Poacher in Eddie, and it's like, who's going to provide us what we need? Like, we haven't had anyone that's been upfront. I was gonna say, and let me know if you say his name. I'm not even gonna say his name.
No, you have to now. You have to give me the name. Okay.
We haven't really had anyone move like that since like Aubameyang, and it's sad.
I hear that, and you know what? The people will say that it's because his name isn't Nketiah Inio or something like that. You know, he's not got no Brazilian flair. Like, he is a good player. I think it's just that we kind of feel like we've now seen enough of Eddie to believe we know what his level is, and it's not a first team player. But again, I don't know what we want from a backup, because we can't have like, I don't even know what kind of name, but you wouldn't have Tony or Kane or Haaland behind Jesus. You know, you don't have two number one strikers.
It's true.
You do have someone who's good to come in and fill in, and who can start, but who the better one is.
On the market,
don't get me wrong. We've had this conversation. I've said, you know, if Tony's there and he's staying fit, and come January, you know, it's like, little 30 million.
I'd be in for Tony. I don't care.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think he gives us something different. I think he's coming from a team where I hope, obviously you want him to have that drive, but he'll be happy to be a part of the setup. So it's not a thing of he's coming here thinking, I need to start. He's just here, I need to make an impact. He'll be happy to come in and out of the game. And he gives us that plan B, because we don't really have that tall man up front who's an actual striker, ruling out Havertz. You know what I mean? So I think anyway, in the next season or so, we've spoken about, I think Balogun and Eddie won't be here. We don't think they're going to be here after the next year or so.
Yeah, it's sad, because I really wanted Balogun to be part of the plans, in all honesty.
Yeah, I mean, we all did in a way, but it just seems like he feels like he's had this taste of starting game in, game out, you know, albeit in League One and so on and so forth. But he's had that taste.
You can eat and enjoy yourself and start all these games, but remember, you're coming into a very historic team, that requires excellence from the jump. You have to work for it. You have to actually work for it, because Balogun, what did you prove to us before you left for your loan?
Yeah, this is the thing.
Hardly anything.
And that's why he went alone. Yeah,
exactly, because he had the potential. Yeah. And even it's unfortunate, because I remember the first game when everyone had COVID and he had to start. Yeah. And the first loss that we had was just like, obviously it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, because it's like, this was your opportunity. Like, this is one of the chances for you to be like, I can be that kind of player. Yeah. And obviously it just didn't work out. And it's sad, because I think he could be the player that we need.
Yeah. I think it's unfortunate, because I feel like his team should have just kept their mouth shut. Yes, you might want to move, or if the press come and say, we've heard the rumors that you want to leave and this, just say, you know, the generic, I'm here to just work and fight for my place, and we'll just see how things go. Because now all of a sudden there's an opportunity that's come about. If Arteta's now got you in his mind and thinking, crap, Jesus is out for so-and-so weeks, and we don't know, you know, obviously they say 3 weeks recovery, but then he's got to get back up to speed again because they're still in pre-season.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now, oh, maybe Eddie starts, but you're coming off the bench. Then you score a quick brace coming off the bench. All of a sudden, you know what? You're in everything changes.
Yeah.
And then 35 million bid for Eddie from Crystal Palace. Like, you know, just we know what football can be like. Like you said at the beginning, in 90 minutes, things can switch. Yeah. One night, someone gets injured. Now, like, obviously, I don't pray that, touch wood, nothing like this happens. But if Eddie now, Community Shield, goes and does something to him now, it's like, you want to be the first name in the back of the head, but not that, oh, I would have thought of him, but he's already telling me he wants to leave, so bun that guy. Mm-hmm. And now your opportunity's there. So, all in all, I'm hoping Eddie does the job. I do think he's going to start against City. He played, I think he was one of the best players on the pitch against Monaco. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he was good. And he was really good. He was more involved than a lot of other players were. He got stuck in because I think that he wants to prove a point.
Yeah, and it's
sad that he still feels the need to prove a point.
And thank you, because that was my next point, is that maybe we need to just change our thinking on Eddie and just, you know, finally accept him. It always feels like every time he comes in, it's like he has to prove himself to us. But for the opportunities he's given us good return.
Exactly.
And you can only think if he starts more, that will improve. You know, it's not a given, but let's give him the opportunity to just do his thing. Yeah, let's see how it goes. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I don't mind if Trossard starts up front now, though. I'm not complaining.
Oh, but, no, listen.
You know, I'm not complaining.
Trossard, that would be my first option if I could, you know, if I could just be like a fly on the wall. I just whisper like, Trossard, up front, let's go. Like I would. I think that would be a really great front line, because I loved the way he was playing at Brighton, and I was actually gassed that we were even linked to him.